So there are 4 different special values in R that you need to be aware of. And they are reserved for, well, really special values. They are, in short, inf, minus inf for infinity and negative infinity, then NaN for not a number, and NA for not available or a missing value. So I just entered these and you can see there's no error. That means they are reserved words, so I cannot actually assign any value to them, any new value. I can try that. Let's say I'm going to use NA and assign a value to it. 2. That doesn't work. Yeah. It's not that the error message is not very clear, but it just doesn't work. So you can also work with these special numbers. That's why they're called special numbers. So inf over inf, dividing infinity over infinity is not a number. 1 over 0 is infinity. But if you try to divide 1 over 0, you get not a number. Minus 1 over 0, you guessed it, is minus infinity. And if you try to add, for example, missing values, you get a missing value. If you try to add numbers that are not numbers, you get not a number. So there's no surprise here. What is useful is to use a few functions that you can use in order to decide finiteness or non-finiteness. And this is kind of an introduction also into the logical values, which is our next chapter. So there's a function called is.finite, which checks finiteness of the argument. So for example, we could check if NA is finite, and it's not. It's not a finite, not a finite number. We can check finiteness of infinity, and the result is false, because infinity is also not a finite number. We could check if this function works at all. There's also a function called isInfinite, and if we put that in, we get it's true. So inf is considered to be infinite. Likewise, we have is NaN, is this not a number or not? So let's try it with NaN. And you notice NaN is not a keyword. It sounds the same, but the keyword is N, big caps, small caps A, and big caps N. And this is true. Likewise, there's a function called isNA. Is this a missing value? And for NA, this is true. Let's try these with NaN. This is true as well. And let's try NaN with the missing value, and this is false. So the missing value is not a number. These logical values, true, false, I'm going to explain in more detail in the next chapter. This is important, particularly when you have data frames, data sets, which are not complete. So there are missing values, a lot of NAs, and you want to do an analysis on the data, then you have to exclude the missing values. So you need some functions. There's more functions like that. You need some functions in order to take them out. And that means you have to test every single entry in the data table for being a missing value or not, so that your analysis, which can only be meaningfully run on real numbers, will be accurate. And so we're going to get to that when we do more exploration of data, but this should do now for the special functions in